Hello guys, welcome back to our game design channel. My name is Premjit. I am the game designer at devlogs and Moxit is our game design intern. So in our channel we usually do our game design stuff for our shooter game, but today we are doing something different. We are breaking down game called Chameleon Run. We have started this series from our last game Elden Ring combat mechanics and control breakdown, right Moxit? So are you ready?
Yeah, in the breakdown of the Chameleon Run, I would like to give a brief description about this game. So, Chameleon Run is actually a mobile game and it's not free, but you have to pay some money to try out the game. But the core gameplay loop is basic that the character will be running indefinitely and you have to make the character jump and you have to make the character switch colors based on the platform is running on. And the next step is you have to collect all the coins or gems which is present in the level and then you have to end the level. After ending the level, the cycle repeats. So basically you will be playing in new level where the platform arrangement and the gem arrangement will be different. So this is the basic gameplay of Chameleon Run. There are multiple levels in it. So when we started playing Chameleon Run, I started breaking down the game from the start of the game. And at the start of the game, usually they show the tutorial, right? So in the tutorial, this is the first, literally the first image shown in the game. So in this image, we can see that the character is running indefinitely. And the thing is, in this game, we don't have to give any input for the character to run. The character will run automatically. So that's one of the feature. And another thing which you can see is that the character and the platform which is running on is of the same color. So this is just the indication to the player that the both of these have to match the color. If there's any mismatch, the player will die and he has to restart the level again. Then moving forward, we have jump. So this is mechanism for jump, making the character jump. You have to tap on the right side. So if you tap on the left side, there's another feature which I've done the breakdown of. I'll be showcasing it that later. Next mechanism is you can double jump in this game. So let's say you have already tapped on the left side of the screen. So the character is in the air. While the character is in the air, if you tap on the left side of the screen again, the character will make it jump again. But the thing is that when the character does the first jump, he'll do a slightly longer jump, and when he does a second jump in the mid air, will be slightly smaller in length compared to the jump which he initially did. So even though the jump mechanism is there, it doesn't mean that you will travel longer distances just by jumping. So whenever the character lands on the platform, you can see few features such as the smoke trail which you see. Before it was yellow in color, right? So before landing, it will be of the white color to indicate that okay, the player is landing. And there's also some particle effects which you can see here. So these are cubic particles which will spread all over the screen so that the player can notice it. Coming on to the next one, here you can see that the character is avoiding the black tile. So what does this mean? This means that the black tile is basically an obstacle in the game, and in case if it touches the black tile, the character will die instantly and the level will be restarted. So he has to play from the first. So that is one of the obstacles in the game. Then moving forward, here you can see that the obstacle which I showed in the previous image, this one is extremely longer, right, compared to the previous one. So in order to avoid it, you have to do a longer jump. So how do you do longer jump? You can do longer jump by holding on to the right side of the screen. So when you tap on the right side of the screen, he'll do a normal jump, but if you hold on the right side of the screen, he'll do a longer jump. So this is one of the way you can tackle this obstacle. Then coming on to the next one, placement of the black tile. So it's not that like in the previous images you saw that part of the yellow pathway was converted to black. It's not that all the obstacles will be like this. There might be some variation. For example, here you can see that the black tile is placed on the top. Why is this done? This is done so that you cannot perform double jump here. If you perform a double jump here, you will instantly touch the black, will die. So you have to be careful when to perform double jumps, when to perform a normal jump, when to perform longer jump. So you have to be careful regarding that because black tile placement depends on the level. And then switching the character color. From all the previous images which you saw, you had seen that the character was yellow in color, right? So as I said before, the screen is divided into two equal halves, and on tapping on the right side of the screen, the character will jump. But on tapping on the left side of the screen, the character will switch color, and also there will be a small animation on the character. He'll basically twirl. So he's almost as if he's twirling and showing his other side, which is pink in color. So he'll switch to pink in color. Then in this game, there are total of 3 colors. One is pink, one is yellow, and the other one is black. These are the different types of platform colors which you can see. but the character can only switch the colors between two, which is pink and yellow. So this I mentioned it before, but as I am breaking down the game completely, I have mentioned it again here just in case the data is provided. And then you can see that the platform are of two different colors, right? One is yellow and one is pink. So previously I had mentioned that you can escape the longer black tiles by either double jumping or by either doing a longer jump, right? In this situation you can perform the same thing. So what you can do is, when you have some time to decide what to do. So when you do a normal jump, your only option is to switch colors, because even after doing a normal jump and a double jump, you'll still land on this yellow tile, so you have to switch the colors. And then coming on to the next one, this is, so basically at the end of each level you can see a particle like this, which is almost like a 3D star shaped particle. So this just indicates that you are at the end of the level, and immediately on coming on contact with this, the level will end and you can move on to the next level. And how does the game evaluate your score of the game? One is the coin mode, another is the gem mode. So currently I'm showcasing the coin mode. So all these circular things which are provided on the platform are coins, and based on the number of coins you collect, your score will be evaluated at the end of the game. So like, let's say each coin has +1 point value. So and if in the game there are 100 coins, and if you collect only 50 coins, that means you are like 50% good at that level, and you'll get a 50% star at the end of the level. That I'll showcase it later as well, you'll understand. Then another thing which you can collect is the gems. So the thing is, you can do mix and match. You can collect some coins, you can collect some gems, but the game will reward you if you collect only one type of item. Say you collected some coins and some gems, the game will be like, okay, you collected only some of this and some of that, so we average your score out like, let's say 80%. But it will give you a higher score if you collect only gems or just only coins. You have to focus on one. And also the thing is, the number of gems in the game are gems in each level are less, so the value of each gem will be higher. And also the thing, one more issue is that these gems, since they are of higher value, they are placed at position where it is difficult for the character to acquire them. So you have to either decide to collect the large number of coins or collect this smaller number of gems which are difficult to collect. So you have to go through either one of those paths. Then here I'm explaining the VFX effects after collecting a coin in coin collection queue. So what happens whenever you collect a coin? So here at this position there was a coin actually, and I collected it, and after collecting it, you can see a circular ring forming around the position of the coin. So the scale of this position will basically increase until it disappears from the screen. So it's just an indication to the player that, okay, I'm collecting the coins. It's a visual feedback to the user, and also there will be a small sound effect as well, small effects indicating to the player that he has collected the coin. Then this is the gem collection queue. So for gem collection, here previously you saw that for coin collection this was the circle formed, right? This is comparatively smaller, but in the gem collection you can see that the circle is so big that you can only see the arc here, and this arc will again increase until it disappears from the screen. Coming to the next one, we have bolts. So this is basically a power up. So what does this do? And as soon as the character comes in contact with it, the character will dash forward like a ninja, almost like a ninja, and that will be open for 1 to 2 seconds as I mentioned here. So this will be useful. Let's say there's like a big gap, and even if you jump, like, you can't fill that gap, so you can collect this power up and do a longer jump because you are moving at a higher speed, right? So there will be cases for test, like use cases for this bolt power. Then next is physics based platforms. As you play more and more levels, the levels will get harder and harder, right? So they are including physics based platforms where this basically acts like seesaw. This basically acts like a seesaw. So if you land on the edge of it with more force, this will immediately like turn to a 70-degree angle. But if you land on the center, it will try to maintain the balance. So you have to be careful based on how you want to use this seesaw. And next one is a wind. This is basically an environmental object. So here in the image you can see beside this pink platform, there's a fan, right? And this fan will be constantly rotating and blowing air into the atmosphere. So whenever you come in contact with this wind, whichever direction the wind is facing, the character will be instantly pushed in that direction. So what's the trick in this thing is, so here you can see as the fan is there, it's blowing in the direction where the character is not running, right? So if you just don't jump at this location, the character will be pushed back to, let's say, here, and he has to come back here again, he will be pushed again, and that will keep on repeating. So the game is making you understand that okay, this is like a opposite wind effect, you have to avoid it. So at the end of this yellow thing, you have to jump and avoid the wind. So that's the like case which they are showing. But it's not that just that this wind will always be negative, it can be positive to you as well, because in some cases it might push you forward, making you avoid obstacles or making you collect a jump which was at like a really tricky position. So it based on the level, the fans will be present in the game. Then another mechanic is the drop jump. Drop jump is basically like when you fall off a platform, and if you tap on the right side of the screen, the character will jump. So it's like a normal jump, but you are doing it in mid-air instead of doing it from the platform. You can ask why not, like instead of doing drop jump, you could do a normal jump here or maybe a double jump here, right? You have to be careful because here you could see that at the top there's a black tile, right? And on coming on contact with it, you will immediately die. So you have to make sure that you have to perform a drop jump here. And this is not the only case, there are other cases where you have to perform a drop jump. Even in the next image, you can see that here also drop jump is done, because the black pole is provided here vertically. But the feature is that after doing a drop jump, you can again do a double jump here to reach the elevated platform. If you don't perform a double jump here, you will just either come in contact with this black tile or you will just fall down and die. Now you might think that the number of jumps mechanism in these games is done, but no, there's one more jump which you can do. So let's say your character is of yellow color, right? And your character on top of the character there's one more yellow platform. So whenever the character jumps platform of the same color, jump will be activated again. So you can do double jump, triple jump, quadruple jump now. So but this case is only activated whenever your head comes in contact with the platform. So in the image you can see there are dotted lines indicating that you can perform like jumps here. So that's the use case for multiple drop jumps. Then the next one, in some of the levels they just showcase it in the form of coins, so that like the coins will go here and you have to perform a drop jump here. So it will be provided in the path just for the players to understand, so that in the future levels it will get more difficult, right? It's better to make the player understand in the easier level. Then next thing is the transparent gateway, which you can see in the image. You can see there's a gate here which is almost translucent. The thing is, whenever the character passes through this gateway, even if you don't tap on the left side of the screen, the character will instantly switch the color. So it's not necessary that you need to switch the color manually. This will automatically do it for you. Then I think I forgot to place an image for this.
Okay.
Or maybe it got deleted, but it's the same thing, transparent gateway, but it might be in different angles. It's not that it's always in a vertical position. It might be at a 45-degree angle or completely horizontal. So depending on the angle, you have to make sure like you are not stuck on the level. Then this is just like once you play the game, you are doing the same interactions, right? You are doing the same jumps, even though there are multiple combinations. You are doing the same swapping of the character, you are avoiding the same obstacles. To make the game visually appealing, the background of the game is sometimes changed, like whenever you are going in the game. If I had to say, if you know Rail Rush game, when you are going in that game, like you go through a cave once, then you go through a summer like spring garden, like that different themes. So similarly, different themes are showcased here in the background. Then there are rotating platforms in the game as well. Like as I said before, there are seesaws, there are slanted platforms, and also there's this rotating platform. So wherever you land, based on the force you land on, the speed of the rotation, the speed at which the rotation of this platform will take place will be calculated. So how do you calculate it? So if you perform a double jump and land on this platform, the force is more and the rotation speed will be high. But if you perform a normal jump and land on this platform, the rotation speed will be low. So why is this important? Because if the rotation speed is high, it will instantly rotate and you will instantly fall down. So you have to make sure that you have to like be at the tap and escape position from this platform. Then the next thing is the geometric shaped platform. So here you can see an hexagon shaped platform which is rolling down the pink platform. This is complex because like this will be rolling down, right? So you have to make a quick decision whether to perform a double jump and escape this, or whether to jump, swap to yellow, jump again, then swap to pink again and land on this. Like the time will be extremely less, so you have to make the decision fast whether to perform this act or that act. Otherwise you'll just die and you have to restart the level again. Then this is the theme based background. So as I mentioned before, like the backgrounds will be keeping on changing, right? So this was during the time of Halloween. So since they celebrate Halloween, this was a type of background which they created just to spice up the game. If you move on forwards, you could also see skeletons, skulls in the background. So this was just as a theme for the game. That's it. Then multicolored platforms. Like as I showed before, all the platforms were of one color, right? It was either yellow, it was either black, or it was either pink. But here you can see that the color of the platform is both yellow and pink. And how do you make sure that you land on yellow or you land on pink here? The thing is, this is not static, this is rotating. So you have to, based on the rotation position which is at, you have to make sure you land on either yellow or pink and then jump immediately so that you don't switch to yellow or pink or the opposite color, I mean. Then this is one more power up which comes late in the game, because if they gave it early in the game, everyone would use it for their own sake. This is like a timer icon, if you can see here, and as soon as you come in contact with it, the game will slow down and even the jumps will slow down. Whatever rolling mechanisms were there in the game, that will slow down. This is for players who want to enjoy the game, but at the same time they are frustrated by dying so many times that they feel bored from the game. That's why the game provides this, so that they can at least enjoy the winning. Then the last mechanism from the game is duration of the slow power down. So whenever I explained the timer thing, right, it slows the time. So whenever, as soon as you pick it, you can see a UI here which is like a timer, and this timer will keep on decreasing. And when this timer decreases to completely zero, the game will come back to normal speed. So you have to make sure that before this timer runs out, you have to go through that difficult phase which you were so annoyed about. Otherwise you will be again stuck in that same position.
Cool, guys. I think this is it from our side for today. If you have any questions, we can answer. Otherwise, I think we'll come back again tomorrow.
If you have any suggestions for game breakdown of different games which you want us to do, we can do that. You can just give out the suggestion in the chat now.
Yeah, or you can join our WhatsApp group. Cool, guys. Thank you for watching. I think we should spend more time at night one day. Like, we'll see how many viewers we get. Like, I'm kind of excited for that. Cool. Bye bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Thank you for watching. We'll be